Ladies, if you're tired of men running circles around you, keep watching because today I'm going to share with you 4 mind games that men love to play with women. I don't know what it is about men, but they will always try you. Ladies, you have to be alert when dating. The first and most common game men love to play is a string along game. You might be going through this right now and don't even realize it. This is where he keeps you on a leash basically. He makes a lot of empty promises, he makes plans that he knows he's not going to meet, and he basically keeps you hopeful. When a man is stringing you along, it's kind of hard to spot because everything is future based. So in the here and now, you live on his empty promises. You continue to think that everything is going to work out the way he says it is, but it's all talk. So the string along game is where he continues to make promises. Sometimes it's based on questions you've asked. Sometimes he takes his own initiative to make these promises. The thing is, when a man makes empty promises with a woman, the woman tends to live in the moment of that promise. She's already ahead to where things should be. And what happens in a case like that is that he gets the best of you. He gets the best right here and now without meeting the promise. And the closer he gets to the timeline of whatever promise he has made, he will just set a new date. So it's always a moving target. So the string along game is where he just has you like a kitten running after a ball on a string, where you're tugging the string each time and the kitten continues to go after that ball. So it's a moving target with no end. You understand? So that kind of string along game is very common in the early stages of dating because women love relationships. They're very hopeful in the beginning that things will go to the next level. So it's easy for a man to string you along like that. Also, if you're already at a point where your relationship needs to go to another level, maybe marriage or something else, you might find that if he's not ready, he will string you along in that process as well. And the string along game can last for days, months, even years if you allow it. So the string along game is very common and men love to play it because what they do is that they get what they want in the here and now from the woman they're dating. Another game men love to play is the love bomb game. This is where they play on your emotions all the time. They stereotype us, they take us for emotional beings, everything, our heart is on our sleeve, and they use this to their advantage. So the love bomb is where they're using the 3 words, I love you, all the time. You might find a man that you've just met even using these words in the first few weeks of meeting you. So why would he be saying I love you to a stranger? He's still getting to know you, however, he still uses the words I love you. So love bombing is where they're just saying all these emotional statements with no real actions behind them. So the love bombing game is a tactic he will use very often, especially if you're having arguments or there's friction in your relationship. It's a good way for him to distract you from reality. So he will come with the words that you love to hear. This is where he's just all, and the love bombing thing is all about words, by the way. So he'll always be saying, I love you. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. You're my soulmate. These are nice things to hear, yes, but the timing of it is what makes you know that it's a love bomb game because he's using it as a tactic to distract, right? Him expressing himself emotionally on a regular basis is fine, but if you find that he's using these kinds of love bombing statements in moments when you want to focus on something else or you're having a serious discussion about something where he totally switches over to these love bomb statements that totally take your mind off what you're discussing before. Could be you're discussing future plans and other things, and he just totally shifts gears by using the love bombing statements. So the love bombing game is a game he loves to play because he thinks our heads are always in the cloud. Men think that we are just so emotional and we don't have control of our emotions. So in his mind, when he's telling you all these things, these nice statements that he thinks you want to hear, in his mind, he believes he's getting his way with you. He's turning on a switch in your mind that will take your focus off something else that is more important. So the love bombing game is a good game that they play and it helps to distract you from what you should actually be focusing on. The third game that men love to play is the labeling game. This is where you're wearing titles that you don't even have any proof of, my dear. So this is where you're in a relationship, things are not really fully defined, and he's already calling you his girlfriend. So what you'll find is that you're already playing the girlfriend role and you're not even his official girlfriend. He hasn't introduced you to any of his friends. His family does not know you. Nobody knows you. And when he introduces you to other people, he does not say, hey, this is my girlfriend. However, when in private, he's calling you his girlfriend. So that's the labeling game that they will play. Another common one is where they'll call you wifey. Also, they'll even go right out and say you are my wife and you're not married. You're not even engaged. So this is where you find yourself now playing these wifey roles and you're wearing a title that is not an official title. So the labeling game is a common one that men will use to get their way with a woman, because once they place that title on you, you're going to find yourself living in that moment. You're going to fulfill the role of that title, and they know this. So what they will do is place that title on you and sit back and watch you excellently play that role. So men will play the labeling game a lot because they know that as women we like to have things defined, and when things are not defined, we are confused. So when they put a label on it, you're then now fulfilling that role. You're carrying out these actions as if you are in that situation or you're in that status. You bring your mind there and you start to act as such. So the labeling game is a very common one that they play. And ladies, the labeling game is hard on you because the role is not reciprocated. So the labeling game is where they put the titles on you, girlfriend, wifey, whatever it is, and then sit back and watch you play the game to a T. Okay, so the fourth game that men love to play is a jealousy game, and they play this one a lot because it tends to be very effective in them having their way with you. This is where a man will do things to deliberately make you jealous. They believe that as women, we're jealous people, we're always overprotective of them and all of that. So what they will do is play that to their advantage. So one way that he plays the jealousy game is that he'll have you thinking he's seen other people. Yes, he might be, yes, but generally, even if he's not, he'll have you thinking he's seen other people, because that creates a little friction in the relationship and helps to keep you on your toes, because you are now trying to outdo this mystery person. When this happens, you'll find yourself asking a lot of questions, you start doubting yourself, you start feeling a little insecure, and that kind of vulnerability makes him feel like he has that power over you. So the jealousy game works in his favor for that reason. Another way he'll play the jealousy game is that if you're out with friends or family, what he will do is actually deliberately look at other women in front of you to see your reaction. And insecure men tend to do this a lot because they want that kind of validation. They want to do something that will affect you, and it helps tell them that you care about them. They're always looking for ways to prove that you care about them. So the jealousy game is how they will do that. Another reason a man will play the jealousy game is that he wants to appear more valuable in your eyes than he actually is. He wants to prove his worth. So what he does is he will do things to make you jealous, and to him that adds value in your eyes. So if you're jealous over him, it means you care a lot about him. So ladies, if a man is doing something to make you jealous and you bring it to his attention and he's not stopping, chances are you're caught up in a jealousy game. And listen, the joke needs to be on him. So what you need to do is show him that you're not a jealous person, even if you are. So you're going to ensure that whatever game he's playing, it does not work with you. So these are 4 games that men love to play. So be on the lookout for them. If you find that you're already in the game, beat him at his own game, okay? So I hope you like these 4 tips, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to like this video, share, and be sure to check out another video before you go.